All right. Good morning, everyone. Yes, as usual, it's Dan Scott right here. Dan Scott Traders, and your boy Dan here, as usual, to take us through the analysis. Go through the analysis of today. Today is a Friday, the very first Friday of the month of April. Yeah. So, without any further ado, we are a bit late today, so let's head over to prayer and then get straight into the analysis. Our Father, we thank you. Thank you for the morning. Thank you for the beautiful morning. Thank you that we are here, back here again as we finish up the week. We know that you're still good. You still can do even bigger things in us, even as we trade. We are saying thank you for today's signals as we close the week. Thank you for today's profits as we close the week in greatness, in profits, and without a loss. Without a negative. We are saying thank you as we start today's session. Thank you for those that you come bringing around. And we know that it's going to be great today, like never before. We give you praise, we give you all the honor. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. So, good morning once again to those that are tuning in. Wherever you're tuning in from, please go ahead and let us know. And of course, go ahead and, if you don't mind, like the stream. Let us understand. Let us get to know who you are. If you don't mind, of course. Yeah, good morning once again. If it is a morning wherever you are, tell us wherever you are. If it is a morning or it's not a morning, then we can greet you according to the location you're in. All right. Let's now head over to Crash 500. Crash 500. So, what happened on Crash 500? So the last time we saw Crash 500, which was yesterday, it was giving us something of sort, and clearly we saw a breakout and retest right there, which went back inside a bit, and now it's trying to head over into a buy trend. But according to CCI, it's a bit different, so I don't want to start from there. I want to start from weekly. We know we were coming to oversold. According to daily, we were already oversold, looking for buys. According to H4, we currently may say we have a change of character, may or may not. So yeah, I think we may say we have a change of character about that level right there. So, and we've seen a retest back to that OB or to that level. So according to H4, most of the times we make our entries right there when it gives us that, and of course our stop loss goes all the way down below here without waiting for anything. Now according to CCI, according to M15, it has even given us a change of character right there. So either I can wait for another pullback according to M15, then I make an entry. Because I don't see myself having an entry on H1. H1, the second candle has already started. So I was supposed to actually enter right there as a sniper entry or on the start of the second candle, but it has already left me. So I rather wait for a short pullback, then I can make my buy entry. CCI may still want us to wait for this, but may not wait for it. Yeah, because according to H1, I don't see any point of interest left back, no fair value gap, no nothing. According to M15, nothing for real. I don't see any order block that is a good order block that we can actually track price back to. So I would just wait for a pullback now that it has given something of sort right there. So I would just wait for a pullback and then make my buy entry to take me right about where it is even going to be a short trade. Just our first TP is about there, which is even according to H4, so it may even take the whole day to reach there. So if you're not a fan of Crash 500, this will be a no-go for you, because first of all, it moves slowly. Second of it, it's having a low momentum. Third is it still hasn't given us a big momentum for any big moves. So clearly you can see from here to there, it's just a short move. It may even take a whole day. It may still consolidate right here. And just to remind you, this may be just a fake thing to just get there, and then before we know it, it moves all the way back into the cells, just like weekly, just like how weekly still wants to keep selling. Yeah, so that's how it's a big fake. So right now this was like the accumulation, or this would have been the accumulation right there. Then something to do with mitigation right about there. This would have been the mitigation right there. Right there was like the mitigation, and then later on it's gonna bring us back into sales, of which now the sales will all the way give us even a break of structure. So I want you to also understand that weekly is still in a sell. Yeah, you haven't even touched the oversold. So whatever we do, we have to be very careful that it's not just going to keep buying. This is just going to go about there, grab the liquidity, and then get into sales, just like we need according to weekly. And of course, according to H1, it is already showing us that. Yeah, so when it gets to that and it's done with the manipulation and the mitigation, whatsoever you want to call it, then it will come with enough momentum to actually break out of this level and even that level right about there. So let's wait and see how it plays out. If we get a chance, we can actually enter it with the sales at a later stage. All right, but this is one other. This is when we use what we normally call AMD. This is what we use. This is now using what we normally call AMD, meaning accumulation, mitigation, and distribution. This would have been, this right here would have been the accumulation, and clearly it's trying to do again the mitigation right there. And before we know it, it's gonna come with the distribution, because according to H1 we still need sales when we look at what CCI is giving us. And again, the other thing, even yesterday, this would have been, yes, the whole of yesterday would have been accumulation. And again, all this when it broke out right there going up, that would have been mitigation, and probably tomorrow or today, maybe probably today, we may see the distribution just like we have seen. So all things right now, they're pointing to that, but I don't want you to be caught off guard or alone. Yes, I'm only using that because of what I've seen on H1. Because of what I've seen on H1 needs to sell again, so that's where the distribution is going to come from. So you need to be ready. Even though we are seeing change of character here, that's just to trick you and knowing that they can easily take your money. Yeah, so whatever is happening here, it may not go for so long. It's just to come above here, grab that liquidity, and then head over into sales again. So I want to leave that at that where it is, and then head over to boom 1000. Yeah, good morning, Felix. Felix is watching us from Balara. Welcome, Felix. Okay, Dennis is talking of descending triangle. Is it a descending triangle? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it is if you want to look at it in that way. Although it is not that perfect, so we'll see about that. But anyways, we know that, so let's wait for whatever happens. Now boom 1000. Let's go to boom 1000 and we look at what is happening in the market of boom 1000. So let's check first from weekly. We know that we still need sales. Daily we need actually a retest to take us into buys, but the general momentum according to CCI should be sales. H4 gave us a fake breakout right there. This is a fake breakout right here. So I should be, it was a fake breakout, then price went all the way back in, but now this very retest candle of H4 is trying to close outside again. So if it closes outside, things may be a bit different. So let's look at H1. So H1 is also looking at buys. Remember yesterday our entry was about here, where we wanted buys, and it kept on doing that, was about there. We wanted buys, so it went all the way back to the trend line, to that support on H4 there, on H1 actually. Then the buys went up there, then it came to start consolidate around, and again went all the way back, even broke the previous low it had given. So that's how weird it is currently. But whatever it is doing right here, it is going to, after accumulating or after consolidating right here, it's going to take us where we need it, right about there. Yes. Why? Because this is just a fake breakout. It's nothing to do with anything. These guys are trying to accumulate orders of buys to take us all the way up there. Yeah, from what I see and from what CCI is showing on H4, H1, and of course I believe M15. Okay, M15 not yet, but yeah, we can easily see that H1 and H4 we should be anticipating for buys. So we will still wait. This is a no-go for me. I can't trade something like that, so I have to wait for it to give me something that I normally wait for. normally wait for, that I normally wait for. Let's look at that. So let's wait for whatever happens right here, we see, and then we'll get back to this before we finish today's session or later in the day, as it does whatever it is doing. So it's only best to trade it within the range or leave it alone. So my case is leave it alone for now. Don't make any mistakes before something happens. All right, boom 500. Let's now check on boom 500 and see what is happening. Boom 500. So I missed yesterday's trade, but let's first start from weekly. We were looking for, of course it's been selling, so we are trying to get a retest all the way back there, to get us all the way back there so that we can sell it later on. So daily time frame, still consolidating a bit, even H4. So H1, let me remember what I was waiting for. This is yesterday. Okay, I wanted a pullback. The pullback happened here. It was a short one, then went down all the way back to that order block, which is, I think, a weekly. It's a daily order block. So having seen that, it gave us a change of character right about here. Gave us a change of character right about there, and then later on came, retested there, and again went all the way back to the order block. I think that was it went all the way back to that H8 daily order block, and clearly one may say now we have a double bottom just below there, and probably gearing in to come with buys. According to H1, according to H4, the momentum is not that much, so that's why this trade is also a bit, I'm also a bit skeptical about it, so I can easily delete that. We still know we need buys, so I can easily delete that. We still need buys. We need buys. So if we need buys, then we'll just wait for the buys. We'll just wait for the buys. We'll just wait for the buys to come along. We'll just wait for the buys to come along. But as of now, I won't be doing anything else. I'll just wait. According to what we see here, it clearly shows us that sales may still continue shortly. Remember, we have our trend line right there. We haven't come back to it yet, so there's a possibility of this move to still continue at a later stage when it breaks out. So either way, we need to just hold on for whatever reason we have to enter the buys. We just wait for the momentum of the sales to be dealt with as of now, because we haven't done that yet. So if you're looking at trading this, it means you're either going to trade it within the trend, within the range, or wait for the breakout and then continue with the sales, because the breakout is likely going to take us into the sales. It's likely going to take us into the sales. I'm not sure if this is enough right there. That is enough right there. We'll see. Right now I can't conclude because I still have that right there, so I can't conclude, so I have to keep with I have to actually use this high. This would be the genuine high. Let's go to H4, look at that. Yeah, clearly that right there. So let's wait and see whatever happens. If that's the case, then it will have first to go to the buys. If this is the done deal of a low, not creating another one, so it will go for the buys. So for now, let's wait and see. But I want to remind you that we have a break of structure right there, which it is not that significant, but with these kinds of market, anything is possible. It can give you that only to give you a fake breakout up there, and then later on come and give us a close your trades. When it comes, when you can sell it, actually sales will be better to be in because the general trend is a sell. We are still in a sell trend. We haven't confirmed with the buy trend, so if you can wait for sales right about there, then you can easily sell it and don't have any interruptions. You can see that the buys are a bit weird, but when it comes to selling momentum is there. It is there in plenty, so it's better to sell this than buy right now, because the sell is the current general trend. V25 oneness. V25 oneness. So Vol25 oneness, weekly. Let's look at weekly. Right, the pullback is done that we've been waiting for. Yeah, so the sales should be now coming in, even though we see there's still that level there, but according to what we had, that breakout there, we should be now ready to anticipate sales. So of course daily had already reached oversold right here. When it touched there, it was oversold. Then H4 is now overbought, just like we wanted, so that we can now come in with some sales. So right about now, H4 is ready to gear up for sales. So I can first delete that. This is what I needed yesterday. I needed a pullback here, but it did not give it to me. For some reason, it allowed that, it left that order block, and that's how we missed. That's how we were taken out. We wanted this pullback right here because it had already started to give us that kind of momentum. Having seen that change of character, we only wanted a pullback there to push us, but it was a fake one. It was a fake one, and it went all the way, broke structure, and that's how we were taken out yesterday. So, and now that we have that is a break of structure there, this was a change of character on H4, break of structure. Now we have reached the resistance right above there, and already we are overbought on H4 and of course even on H1. Now all we need is when we can see a change of character to actually now affect the reversal or to affect the sells. So right about now I can't do anything about here until I see a change of character. That change of character will give us the confirmation to enter our sells, but about now there's nothing we can do. It's just to keep waiting. So this move, we never saw it actually kept on continuing. So that is one of the loss that we need to recover today of V25S. Yeah, that's what we're going to wait for. We need a change of character. I think we can actually wait for it on H1 or probably M15. So we'll wait and see whatever happens. V75. So V75, like I told you, it was a no-go for us. Why? Because it was still in a buy trend. It was still in a buy trend. So yesterday we saw a change of character right there. That was a change of character, then pull back again, and now it is even price is below our 10 MA according to H4. So according to daily time frame, we haven't seen a change of character, but clearly price is now below our 10 MA, which is a good thing. Yeah, so now if we can go to H1, that was a better change of character right there. Pull back to grab liquidity on that order block, on that fair value gap. But then now we are seeing some break of structure, lower lows and lower highs. So you have to remember that right about there on H1 we have some sort of a support. Yeah, some sort of a support. So whatever happens here may give us a pullback to go again up there, and probably this time we can generally enter what? We can generally enter sells, because here we didn't have any entry. This was not a clear change of character for us there, but when it came back again, and that's where it made sense. So right about now we will wait for price to reach here, and probably now we can come in with some retest buy. This retest buy may be according to H4, but H4 is going to do what? I don't see a point of interest left back. This one here, not that much. It's not that of a big deal, but it will just be a retest. Yeah, it will just be a retest, probably back to that fair value gap again where we saw that retracement happen. So having got here, we may anticipate to come back. Having reached this level, we may anticipate price to either come back there, or wherever these guys want to grab liquidity from, probably above there will be another move. But I'm looking at that for now. Most of the times it may even come above just there, grab it and then go all the way down. So we'll look at that and then head over again to the sells. So for now, this is a no-go for me until I have a better a better structure that I can follow. Right now this is just lower lows and lower highs which have low momentum, so still there's no we don't have enough sellers to push this thing. That's why it has to first go back again and mitigate and get some liquidity to actually push for the sells. So right now sellers like me, we are still skeptical about the trend. We are not yet encouraged, we are not yet convinced to put in money to actually push for the sales. So now I can't enter it, and that's what we'll be waiting for, to push price again above and then come in with stronger sell momentum. Jump 50. So jump 50, I missed to give you this trade, but those who followed the analysis should have picked it up, yeah, because all we needed is price to react from that level. So it came back there, I was waiting for it, had my order block there and my fair value gap, so it reacted to the fair value gap. But of course I had already entered right here, so this is a history right there. I had already entered right there and took my profits there, then came, reacted to the fair value gap. I didn't enter again, but look at yesterday. All these moves happened yesterday. That's how volatile V50 is, and that's how it is quick. It can easily give us quick money if you are right. If you're wrong, then it can easily take your money. So all this was the move to get there, and clearly you can see it actually got there, even though it didn't, react on the very order block, but it reached some level there, took out my profits, then came back down, then the move went all the way to this very fair value gap, and that's how the sell again came. But remember, this was a trend line also right about there, so I can easily now delete all this. Delete all that. Now this can also be deleted. I want to move history. First go back to H1, delete that was a breakout structure, and this was happening right here. So clearly this move that we needed is happening right here, and I think we have our retest. So the buys should continue. We'll see about that, but as of now, according to weekly, remember we are looking for sales. Yeah, that is a general trend according to weekly. We have those two trend lines and the support, the resistance up there. So the sales are the general trend. So looking at daily, we are still looking for sales. H4 sales, CCI still shows us sales. H1 still showing us sales. M15 is also daring to show us sales. So right now what I may do is to just look at that and try to make sense of it according to M15. I know there's liquidity here, there's liquidity here, left back. First take this away to there. There's liquidity gearing up. There's liquidity right here. There's also this fair value gap, but is it going to first come for it? I doubt. H1 we need sales. H1 we need sales, and we can clearly see that it came to that level. I want to see that level according to M15. Yeah, to that order block right there. Came to that, gave us a change of character according to M15 right there. So what are we looking at? Are we ready for the sell? Are we ready for the buy? That's something I need to look at before I continue. Remember, up there we have that other order block where we are anticipating to have our TP right there. According to M15, the momentum of buy is not yet done, so either we are going to see this move to take us right there, and then later on bring in the sales. But right now I am I see price coming for this fair value gap. I see price coming for that fair value gap. Right now I see price coming for that and then heading back to that level. As of now, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing according to M15. Come here and then head over to that level before we can come with the sales. Now, I'm not saying it is going to happen exactly. Structures change, just like we saw on V25S and even Boom 1000, where price out of nowhere started to consolidate. Yeah, so let's see. All right, M5 is saying buys, so we will be ready for anything, because this is a change of character on M15. So if it means it's gonna first retest there, then it will do that. But all we need is price to reach here. If it does reach there, then we know that we can enter some buys from that level. But I have to remind you that the general momentum is, the general trend is a sell. So whatever you do, you need to always look at entries when you're selling. Look at this move right here. When it was selling, it was seamless, but when we are buying, let's now head over to jump 25. We have about 12 minutes. We have about 12 minutes. So jump 25. Weekly, we are looking for sales. Daily, we are oversold, looking for buys. Weird, but this is a symmetrical triangle, meaning it can break going all the way down below. Why? Because weekly we need sales. Yeah, so H4 we need sales, which now confirms that we will continue selling. H1 is showing us we are oversold. So whatever we have here is still a bit weird. So something like this I don't enter. Something like this I don't enter any market at all. So what I do is this is like a break of structure right here, which is a weird one. not that of a significant break of structure here. It's just a liquidity grab. Let's go to H4, look at it properly again. This one right there, bought that. It's a bit weird. So I can't do anything because of what I'm seeing. M15 is a bit oversold, but okay, this is weird, but let's break it down. Change of character right there. Goes here to give us a low, retests, now goes, gives us some sort of a break of structure, but not that much. So meaning it has given us a new lower low right here, right there. That is a low according to H1. So right now this sell should be continuing to give us a new low, because if I go to M15, this was like a pullback to the break of structure right there where we saw the break of structure. But one may see it as a liquidity grab from the other side, from right here, from right there, you see. So it is a bit tricky for what we have. Remember, this is almost oversold. It hasn't touched properly, but it is clearly seen as an oversold. So that's why it is a bit tricky to say that we are now in a downtrend, seeing lower lows and lower highs. Remember, this is a breakout, so we need a clear breakout and then a retest. But according to H4, we have just broken out. This was supposed to be a retest. So the current candle, if it continues as a sell, then the next candle may be a retest before we can continue with the sell, just like we need according to according to weekly time frame. So right now, the momentum that I see in the market right here, I can't trade this. Yeah, not even on M5, not even on M15. So it's just weird. We can't do anything right here. Even scalping is risky on this asset. So that's a no-go for me. Not going to risk anything right here until I see something that I can associate myself with. But as of now, I'm not entering this. I'm not entering that. Yeah, grabbed it, came here, grabbed that liquidity, the fair value gap. So no, please, this is a no-go. Don't force anything. Let's now head over to jump 10 and we wind up today's session. Let's just wind up today's session with jump 10. Right, weekly we need sales because of the structure that we have there, the pattern, but then we need to see some retest. So daily has been retesting, gave us a fake breakout there. We should now get into some buys. We've already seen some buys there. So according to H4, we actually saw the retest here. I wanted this clearly. If you look at M15, it was a fair value gap and an order block. So we had an order block and a fair value gap that I wanted price to first react back to. that I was hoping price would first react back to, so it did not. So now I can easily delete everything right here and now head back to H1. So break of structure, short retest, break of structure right here, a retest. So we've been in an uptrend, right? We've been in an uptrend according to H1 and clearly according to H4, although H4 hasn't retested yet to give us a new higher low. So we need a higher low according to H4. So that's what we'll be waiting for. Let's see when. M15 has already started to sell, but it's only shortly, so we need to see that on H1. H1 is not yet overbought, so either way we are still in an uptrend. We're still in an uptrend. Until then, we can't say we will sell anything. Let's see if we are on H4 and we are ready to actually see a retest. Where would it be? So let's look at that. This would be the low that gave us that high, and that means we will anticipate our retest to come about here, yeah, that's where we see where there is a fair value gap, but of course a fair value gap under 50. Yeah, fair value gap under 50. If I go to H1 under 50, I don't see any fair value gap. The fair value gap is just below 50, under 61.8. So that's where I would easily anticipate the pullback. That's where I would easily anticipate the pullback according to H4, and then continue into the buys. Remember, our trend lines are these two, 1 and 2. So this one is a weekly one. The dotted one is a weekly trend line. So that's what I would be anticipating. If this ends up being our high, then I'll be looking at something like this later on. Alright, that's it according to J10. And let's now do a recap, and we call it a day. Let's look at the recap, and we call it a day. The mentorship program, the classes, like I said, they're still on, but also this is the first week of April, so we are still doing that. We are still subscribing for the VIP signals. Yeah. Alright, so crash 500, we've reached that level, so the sales should be coming in. And just like we said, it will try to look for the liquidity grab up there. So all we need is what? H1 overbought, M15 already overbought, trying to retest. So I think we should be entering sales. Remember, daily is oversold, H4 is oversold, so for closes I can't enter any sales. I need to wait for this hour to close, the current candle to close on H1. That's when I can look at whether I'm ready to sell or not. So it's a no-go yet. I don't have an entry yet. Boom 1000, of course it's coming right about here, so for it it's still a no-go for us. We will still wait for it to play around If you missed what we talked about it after the session, you can come back to it and check. We have a few minutes to close this. Boom, 500, pull back there, then continue. If you can trade within the range, then that is your trade right there. But remember, the general trend is a sell, so you have to be cautious when you're entering this kind of buy, knowing that the general trend is a sell. So sells are likely to move perfectly than buys, so you need to take note of that. V25, we need to see a change of character before we can come into sales, but yeah, we've reached a level where we need to sell this asset right now. So but we need to first see the confirmation for us to actually sell the asset. V75, we need it to reach here, then we can easily enter some buys, because we all know that the general momentum or the general trend is a buy, but this will be like a retest before we can enter sales, probably if it gives us enough momentum when it gets back there or up there. But as of now, it's a no-go. We can't enter any trade. Boom, a jump 50. It is now breaking that. Like I said, we are likely to see it break out and come here, and then we can enter our buys to take us right about there. But as of now, we can't enter it. We don't have an entry. This is just breaking out the previous low, so taking us all the way down below. So we just wait. It's gonna come here to do a liquidity sweep and then take us all the way up. We wait for that to happen, then we can gear in with our buys to take us right about there. Jump 25, on the other hand, it's actually now confirming that it's giving us lower lows and lower highs, and it has the momentum to actually continue pushing for the sells. So right about now, we have a low here, we are looking for a new lower low, so we are still continuing with the sells. So for now, we just need to wait for when this H4 candle closes. I won't even tell you H1, but H4. Why? Because I need to see a retest after this breakout. I need to see the retest, then the entry, So I can't tell you to wait for even H4, because it won't make sense. I need to see a retest after the breakout of that symmetrical triangle. We need to see a retest after the breakout, so we need to see it, and we enter ourselves to continue with the general trend. Lastly is jump 10. Jump 10, we need to see this pullback according to H4 also. If we get an entry on lower time frame to sell this, you can enter, but generally the trend now is a buy, so we need to wait for this and then enter our buys to take us right about that trend line, or even break it and come around there to grab that liquidity before we can come in with the sales. So I hope that is all good for us today. That is like the general plan of this asset, jump 10, but clearly go there and then come back with the sales. You know the drill, you know how we do this, and you can easily see what is happening in the market. So that's what we will be waiting for right there. Sometimes it may touch the order block or just the fair value gap right here and then continue down, but I'll just leave it on the order block and wait to make my sell entry. All right, I think that's it. So today we haven't gotten any real-time entry. we haven't gotten any real-time entry. We will still keep waiting. Of course, I'm gonna stick with those on VIP. We'll be together as some of these come around to give us an entry. We will be entering them, but as of now, the rest of us, we will know. You'll do it on your own, as I still plan for the second analysis session probably in May. I will see if it is possible to bring it around in May, so that we can still catch up with what will have happened by around 3 or 4 p.m. Otherwise, I want to wish you guys a good day. Remember, at 1 p.m. I'll be back here for the BTC analysis. So those who want to be part of it, please, you can join us and be part of it and look at what is happening in the world of crypto, because we know BTC is the influencer of all these other coins, of all these other cryptocurrencies and coins and meme coins. So whatever happens to BTC affects all these other cryptocurrencies, and currently it even affects the general market of these financial assets. So it's a big influencer of the markets currently. So we will be looking at it at 1 p.m. East African time for about 30 minutes. We analyze it, we see how it's been going around, and where we anticipate the retest. Of course, we are in the... Anyway, let me not talk about cryptocurrency because some people don't follow it. So those who want to follow it, come around again at 1 p.m. for the analysis, and we talk about it more. Otherwise, let me wish you guys a good day, happy trading day, and happy weekend. Have a great weekend. See you Monday for the synthetic indices, and of course for BTC at 1 p.m. Have a nice one, guys.